It's a city home to one of the most loyal and passionate fan bases in football. And all the noise they're making is being captured by the Dome here at Ford Field in Detroit. Coming up, a highly anticipated contest between the Baltimore Ravens and the Detroit Lions.
To kick off for Baltimore.
Tyler Loop is out and about ready to send this one away. And we're off and running from Ford Field. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is 1st and 10.
Go.
First game on the ground to Jahmyr Gibbs. He dodged the tackle. And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down. One play in, Brock, and this drive is already in enemy territory.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
First down throw from Goff. Finds his man, it's Amon-Ra St. Brown. He fights his way down to the 35 before the defense can get him out. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
On first down, it's Gibbs. Looks through and breaks away. And he nearly gets him into the red zone as he's down at the 22. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
Every offense in this league is looking for a back who can be an athlete and a bruiser at the same time. You feel lucky if you got one. Someone who can eat up space when the lanes are open and deliver a little punishment to stretch plays when that tackler tries to meet him in the hole.
That's caught. Here comes Jahmyr Gibbs. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
Complete to Jahmyr.
I know that completion doesn't move the chains. I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out, and this time it was out of the backfield with the running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
Brought in. And he stopped as we get closer to our first points of this ball game. It's going to be 1st and goal now.
Gain on the play. And the Lions first down.
Goff to the air now. almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. Well, he connected on 3 straight before that throw, Brock. Might not be perfect anymore on this drive, but they are still moving it well.
And I don't expect that one to interrupt his progress very long. They're still on a mission this series, and he's the one driving it.
So the incompletion on first. Here's 2nd and goal. Straight ahead with Gibbs. Give him maybe a yard on that play, Brock. Still 7 to go on 3rd and goal.
It's maybe one of the only spots in goal-to-goal situations I wouldn't even consider a run. Now, as a quarterback, you better be aware of those eyes defensively because they're going to be all over you in the passing game.
Defense bringing in a 5th DB, 3rd and goal. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend.
Let's go, let's get that touch.
Defense bringing in a 5th DB, 3rd and goal.
Hey, let's go. Go, Brown. 2 for 1. What's that?
From the gun, Goff. Escapes the pocket. And it's incomplete on 3rd and goal. Okay, already a big decision to make on your opening drive, Brock. Is this 4-down territory, or do you take the field goal and be happy to start off with some points?
Well, remember, Kate, and I think we're going to see this all year long. This new kickoff rule is real. You know, that ball now coming out to the 35-yard line, it affects the data and the decision-making. You're going to see more and more teams be aggressive, and I would be. If they can keep moving that ball the way they did on the opening drive, he's going to be called upon, I'm going to guess, Kate, for more than just field goals. Probably some extra points, too.
And he just sends this out and over the end zone, so no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive. The Ravens in a very good field position as they come up 1st and 10. Hand off to the back. Give him about 3 on that 1st down carry.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
At the 38-yard line.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. Lamar now from the gun. It looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up. With that big shot, they wanted to get that highlight the first time they touched the football.
Now, this group likes to be aggressive, and early incompletion's not going to deter them. Sharpshooters, they don't stop shooting threes because of one brick, and they won't stop pushing this ball down the field either.
Bails out of the pocket quick. Passing struggles, bleeding over from that last play. He's forced to get rid of this one. So an 0-2 start to the game for him, Brock, and not surprisingly, his team headed to the sideline after a 3-and-out.
I think it's going to take a few more incompletions before they start to panic, but that's far from the type of start they had planned for in this one.
All right, here's one of our game's first big risks. The offense lining up to go for it on their own side. Fourth down, it's Jackson. Forced out to his right. Making the call himself. And he goes out. Just needed one more step there to reach midfield. That's a gain of 10, and staring at that turnover on downs. Instead, they pick up the first.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Ravens.
Trying the right side. Got some good space on that run, Brock. It's a gain of 8 into enemy territory.
A
Only a solitary field goal so far as we're through one quarter. Just 3-0 is our score. We're back to Ford Field right after this. Back at beginning the second quarter, Ravens in possession. They have it on 2nd and short. Now here's Keaton Mitchell with the run. And this play's nearly going to reach that 25-yard line. Defender there to take him out just short of it. That play good for 17 on a first down.
You want to drain some of the excitement, some of the noise from a home stadium? It's exactly how you do it when you go on the road. Run it right down their throat from the jump.
Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And that's good for a gain of 5. Alex Anzalone there on the stop.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
First down run, nabs him 5, now 2nd and 5. Shotgun snap to Jackson. On the move, headed right. He's running with it. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for 1st and goal.
Oh, that just sucks the wind out of a defense. So demoralizing. So many guys do things the right way, only to see a quarterback evade the pressure and go get that first down anyway.
On 1st down, Jackson. Deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. And from where that fumble came up, 0 chance they were going to turn a profit on that play, right? But at least they did get it back. Ooh, so close to a big play defensively there, Brock, but now these guys got to stay out there. They were unable to bring in the fumble. They just forced.
They do. Got to bring a little bit of juice, but kind of like a boxer when they get a guy cut, they know. Man, if I get that first cut, I can make them bleed. And you get that ball out the first time, I guarantee you, I promise you, those guys are thick.
And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens finish up their opening drive. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. That is Tyler Luke, now on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Ravens one up the opposing field goal. They start with 7 on their opening drive.
Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
All set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Gibbs. He's going to get this one into enemy territory to the 47.
It's a gain of 18.
Quite a defensive battle, Brock, that we have got so far as we've reached our 2-minute warning.
1st and 10.
Stick around. Some more from Ford Field on its way. Here's 1st and 10 from the 47.
Cut. 180.
They give to Gibbs on the option. Towards the defender. We've got foot race. And some room to work, and he took advantage. Give him 7.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
39-yard line.
Nice run last play. Sets up 2nd and 2.
76. Tonight. Tiger, 180.
Shotgun snap here to go. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the first down.
So they'll head up here 1st and 10 from the 34. Out of the shotgun. Gone. He isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that sack draws him in the wrong direction, partner, ahead of their 2nd down.
When they were in their defensive meetings this week, that's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback nowhere to go and let that pass rush get home.
Might be time to reach in the bag of tricks on 2nd down. 16 to go following the sack.
20.
Looking to throw. Goff. Finds the in route complete. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Number 14.
Lions really moving with a sense of urgency. Clock keeps running.
It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 10.
Goff on 3rd. Complete beyond the marker. They haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone.
That's another.
Now the Lions calling a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10.
180.
Here's Goff. Throw caught at the 6. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for 1st and goal.
When you throw that comeback route versus zone, you have to see the underneath defenders. It's frankly easier, Kate, to throw it versus man-to-man. You know where everybody is. But in zone, you better trust your eyes underneath. And when you do, there's completions like that to be had.
They're going to throw again. Goff. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. It's 2nd and goal.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far. Well, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
Here comes the final play of our first half.
180. Fourteen.
The final throw before the break. Drops back. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Shades of the 2009 Super Bowl. They're going onside kick to begin the second half. And no dice on this kick. The Ravens recover. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens now lead by 10. DeAndre Hopkins, the touchdown. All right, partner, are you on board with that call we just saw? Yes, they trailed, but it's not a huge lead. It's only in the 3rd quarter. Hold it, you jumped the gun. Now they're in a tougher spot because they didn't recover. Did you say no?
No. No.
Why not?
Because 95% of the time or so, those things fail. Why would you do that this early? No.
What do you think, Brock? Can we get dueling kick return touchdowns, huh? Let's find out. The kick is away. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. A give to Gibbs to start the 3rd. And he's all the way across midfield down inside that 45-yard line. It's a gain of 22. And the Lions have a 1st down. Offense in the hurry up here. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts, as that'll leave them with just 2 to use the rest of the way. 1st and 10 from the 43.
180. Hold on. Check. Go, 12, go. Orange.
Working now from the gun. Finds Gibbs out of the backfield. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Offense in the hurry up here.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the Ravens 40-yard line.
This is Gibbs on 2nd down. We're cobbled together a yard there. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson.
He's brought down at the
Offense up to the line fast.
A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 6.
2 for 66. Hold on. Check. Yes, sir.
Third and long. They're going to throw. That's complete. It's the rookie from Georgia. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Double coverage, deal breaker for a lot of QBs, Brock, but less so when it's a target you trust.
You know, it's interesting, Kate, even 20-something years ago, watching Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning work, every defense would go into every game trying to double cover him, but yet those two, well, like we just saw right there, just got it done regardless.
And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8.
Whoa. Go tonight. 180. Hey, tonight.
Throwing is gone. There and stop him at the line.
It's one of those situations, not much to be had there, no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense.
Throw here, 3rd down. Buys time, rolling right. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop it. And that is 3 sacks for this defense in this contest, and that one forces a 4th down.
This defense has left its imprints all over the quarterback, and there's another one. You really can't hold it that long after the snap, Kate. It's 1,001, 1,002, and then somebody's on their way to getting you and dropping him for a sack.
Now we're going to have a timeout taken by Baltimore. It's 2nd. And they'll likely be very protecting of the only one they've got remaining. All right, looks like this is the moment they're going to make their comeback push. They're going for it on 4th.
180. 76. Tell him. 76. 76.
They'll go for it. Goff. He finds it beyond the marker. And this is going to get them all the way to the red zone. He's taken down at the 13-yard line. Offense to the line fast.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
DC. Super 1. Turbo.
From the red zone now. Underneath, it's Gibbs. And that play is brought to a halt, so they're going to say at the 5-yard line. And dose of the hurry up here.
On the pickup brings up 2nd and 2 at the 5-yard line.
Goff setting to throw. Caught out wide. And he's in for the Detroit touchdown. The Lions cut into the lead coming out of halftime. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Throwing again. Here's Goff. And the two-point pass falls incomplete. They tried to get aggressive, but it doesn't work.
14, Lions 9.
So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Great spot to start a drive in here. Ravens headed up 1st and 10. Running right with Mitchell. And he powers ahead for about 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity to play whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. It's Ravens ball as they try to keep that lead and close out a win. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
13, 13.
Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Flush out now to his left. Oh, look at this, here he goes. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. 7 yards on that pickup. And that's going to be a Baltimore first.
A gain of 7. First down, Baltimore.
Here's the handoff. And this is going to be just what this defense ordered. A great play to back these guys up. Shift the momentum a little here in the fourth.
A loss of 2.
Their dominance against his ground game rolls on, Brock. Add another stop to what's going to be some real nice film for them to watch.
How many times do you think in your lifetime, Kate, you've heard from a defensive coordinator, job number 1 is?
Stop the run.
And they've been doing it.
They did it! He made the interception! Avante Maddox comes up with it. And the Lions have some new life in the fourth.
Such is a bad decision, frankly. And really, as a quarterback in this moment of the game, you got to know it's not a time to take a risk. Cannot be throwing out life preservers and giving that other team, your opponent, a chance like he just did.
Go, tonight.
First down throw from Goff. Has him on a quick hitter. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8 at their 48-yard line.
Goff. Risky throw. It's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton with the pick.
Intercepted by the Ravens. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
The Ravens in a very good field position as they come up 1st and 10. Back to work after throwing the pick. Getting out to his left. Now he takes it. And they're going to get to him after a gain of close to 5 as they send him out.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right. They win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
5 still to go here. This is 2nd down. Lamar now from the gun. Taken in by Hill. Right side. He's officially into enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. Gain of 9 yards on the play. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
Ball just a yard shy of midfield. 1st and 10. Give now to the running back. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7. Oh, Brock, look at this. He's setting up to throw it. This is caught by Isaiah Likely. And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens make it a 2-possession game here in the 4th. So that should be the one that does it, Brock. A big one late that puts them up here 2 scores.
What a complete performance overall. The clock where it is and where it stands right now, Kate, that should be the capper. And that is so satisfying as an offense to go up 2 scores.
Tyler Loop to kick off for Baltimore.
All set up. Here's Loop to kick it away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock. So they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10.
We go. 76. By 20. What's that?
Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the drive begins with a rough first step there. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 20 at the 25-yard line.
We go. 28. Now you want.
Off to the air now. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
I hate to be Mr. Negative guy, but a sack 2 plays ago, an incompletion right there. All that's missing, Kate, is an interception on this play, and you're going to hand this quarterback a misfortune trifecta that nobody wants.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here.
180.
Now to throw. Fits it through the middle. And they dropped him with a big hit, but it's going to sting worse for the defense. A big gain, and the chain's moving too.
21 yards. That's good. 4 on Lions. First down.
Off on 1st and 10. Ooh, almost a throw that cost him. Defender had it in his hands. He dropped it. It's incomplete. Second down coming up. Now, it sure seems like they have found the wrinkle in their coverage that this QB just can't quite read, Brock. Got him on a pick on the last drive, and they should have had him again right there.
Kate, I can't tell you how lonely a feeling this is.
Yeah.
One interception, you don't like back-to-back drives. That's a really hard walk off the field.
Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
Brings up a 3rd down.
They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. Picked up by Marlon Humphrey.
By the Ravens. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
Great spot to start a drive in here. Ravens headed up 1st and 10. Now a give right side to Mitchell. Rolling into enemy territory. At the 20. He does it. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Ravens making a 3-score game in the 4th. Here's Luke for the point after. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Ravens go up by 19.
Ravens 28, Lions 9. Tyler Luke to kick
All
off
set
for
up. Here's
Baltimore.
Luke to